Russell Raymond was once a nobleman and a student at a prestigious magic academy. But due to his inability to control his mana, he was branded a failure and expelled without a second thought. Soon after, tragedy struck. His father perished in a war against the Empire, leaving Russell alone and disgraced. With nowhere else to go, Russell wandered the continent, surviving as a mercenary. The only reminder of his past life was a mysterious ring embedded with a dragon's eye. Years passed in hardship, until fate dealt him one final blow. Broke and desperate, Russell accepted a lowly job sweeping dust in an old museum. There, among relics of forgotten glory, he discovered a colossal dragon skeleton, its heart still intact. As he approached, the dragon's heart began to thrum with energy. His ring vibrated violently, reacting to the ancient power. And in a blinding moment, everything changed. The dragon's voice echoed in his mind, bestowing him with power and pulling him through time itself. Russell was suddenly transported back to his days at the academy. His surroundings snapped into focus just in time for him to hear an angry voice shouting his name. A thick book slammed into his head. Snapping out of his daze, Russell looked up to find Professor Hubert, very much alive, furiously scolding him for falling asleep in class. Confused, Russell tried to make sense of it all. Last he checked, Hubert had long been dead. He scanned the room, taking in the young faces of the students and the familiar robes he now wore. It hit him, he had regressed. Thrown back in time, Russell was given a second chance. But before he could reflect further, Professor Hubert kicked him out of class for his behavior. Still reeling from the sudden regression, Russell questioned what kind of magic could cause this. The dragon? The ring? But then he noticed his ring was missing. Could his mother have had a hand in this? Just then, the professor stepped out of the classroom. Russell apologized quickly, but Hubert wasn't satisfied. He coldly instructed Russell to report to his office for a private talk. Despite the looming punishment, Russell couldn't help but feel something else bubbling inside him. Excitement. He was back, and everything was starting again. But that excitement was quickly interrupted. A sharp slap landed on the back of his head. A group of bullies had found him just like old times. One of them, a smug blonde-haired student, raised a hand to strike again, but was stopped by his friend, who noticed the professors nearby. Russell instantly recognized him, Frederick. Frederick shot Russell a death glare and muttered, "Meet us in the bathroom, if you value your life." With that, they walked away. But Russell? He felt nothing but amusement. Compared to the monsters he faced as a mercenary, these kids were nothing but oversized stuffed animals. Then ding. A system notification appeared before his eyes. Mission: teach the bullies a lesson. Reward: magic stone. Russell blinked, unsure if he was hallucinating. But before he could process it further, Frederick's voice echoed again, inviting him to either follow or run. With a smirk, Russell made up his mind. If this was a test, he'd pass with flying colors. These clowns had no idea who they were messing with. In the bathroom, Frederick opened with a smug insult. But Russell fired right back, calling him a bedbug bastard. The bullies froze, startled by Russell's calm defiance. Still, they weren't backing down. One of them stepped forward, fist raised. Russell didn't flinch. He moved like lightning. One blow, and the first bully was out cold. The second charged forward but met the same fate. 2 hits, 2 knockouts. Frederick, however, wasn't rattled. If anything, he was more confident now. With a smirk, he tossed aside his smoke pipe and stepped up, mocking Russell. "Can't use magic, so you're playing mercenary now? Typical of a fallen noble," he sneered. Then, sliding for enchanted rings onto his fingers, he added, "Magic may be forbidden, but artifacts aren't." And just like that, the real fight began. With that, Frederick launches himself at Russell. But Russell? He calmly catches the punch midair, twists Frederick's wrist, and watches as the boy's knees buckle from the pain. His cold glare pierces straight through Frederick's ego, shaking him to his core. Russell's fury rises. How dare someone like Frederick even utter his family name? With one final, crushing blow, Russell puts the arrogant bastard down for good. Having thoroughly taught the bullies their lesson, Russell steps out of the bathroom and slumps down against the hallway wall, catching his breath. He can't help but wonder if he went a little overboard. Just then, a system notification materializes before his eyes, and as promised, he receives a lowest-grade magic stone. The moment the stone appears in his hand, the system prompts him. Consume it. Wait, I'm supposed to eat this? Russell mutters, unsure if this is another weird illusion. But then again, this could be another hidden opportunity wrapped in this second chance at life. Curious, he takes a bite, and to his surprise, it actually tastes good. Suddenly, a red energy begins to swirl around his body. Mana. It quickly envelopes him, and panic starts to rise in his chest. The system flashes another update. Mana absorbed. A strange sensation radiates from deep inside his chest, and Russell instinctively places his hands over his heart to stabilize himself. The mana flows into him, circulating wildly. The screen flashes once again, mana circle expanding. The power isn't just flowing into him. It's being absorbed by the magic circle around his heart. Russell stays calm, letting the mana settle. After all, panic won't help. As the energy stabilizes, he suddenly breaks into a grin. Jackpot. With this method, he might finally overcome the cursed condition that's haunted him his whole life, mana vein narrowing. His mind flashes with the bitter memories. His family's downfall, being expelled from the academy, and having to survive as a third-rate mercenary. But now he might be able to change that future. Hope rising, Russell walks through the academy halls with a spring in his step for the first time in years. Soon, he finds himself standing outside Professor Hubert's office. He knocks. "Come in," the old man calls. Russell walks in, shoulders slightly slumped, still wearing a guilty look. Hubert sighs and says his name, in that weary, parental tone only teachers have when you're in trouble. "You're not acting like yourself today," the professor says, concerned. "Are you going through something?" He continues, gently probing. "I heard a rumor. Something about your classmates bullying you. Is that the problem?" Russell's heart softens. In his past life, Professor Hubert never gave up on him, even when everyone else did. The memory makes him smile. Finally, he says the words he always wanted to. "You don't need to worry, Professor. But thank you for asking." Surprised, the old man clears his throat. "It's my job to look after my students." Then, just like that, the warmth is gone. "But that doesn't mean you're off the hook," he adds. "You did fall asleep in my class." He opens a textbook and assigns Russell an analytical report, a notoriously difficult section that even upper-year students struggle with. As Hubert speaks, the screen pops up again. New mission. Complete Professor Hubert's assignment. Reward. Lowest grade magic stone plus mysterious bonus. Bonus depends on completion level and professor satisfaction. Russell's eyes widen. Even assignments count as missions? Professor Hubert raises an eyebrow. "Is it too hard for you?" Russell quickly shakes his head. "Not at all. Thank you, Professor." Later, after a few focused hours, Russell finishes the assignment. To his surprise, it wasn't as hard as it was made out to be. In his past life, he had studied theory relentlessly, since he was hopeless when it came to actually using mana. But this time around, there's something else to prioritize, something just as vital as academic knowledge: mana vein training. His mind flashes back to one of his mercenary days, running for his life from a monster, injured and desperate. That experience had taught him something crucial. The mana vein is the path through which all mana flows. And now, for the first time, he had a way to heal and train it. And that's where our video ends. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and leave a comment down below. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're updated on our next content. Until the next video, take care always.